So we are starting the broadcast. I don't know where Lindsay is. Lindsay?
She's on.
Yes, Dr. Were.
What's happening? I want to see myself.
You're good, Mariam. Thank you, Dr. Were. Karibu sana. Yes, so we are awaiting for the attendees to arrive. We are live on Facebook. Welcome to our first KMA election debate with our nominees who have already logged in. Thank you so much for accepting to do this. It's an honor and a great process for our members to get to know you and to make choices as they go in for elections. Unfortunately, we've not had the opportunity to go around to the divisions because of COVID and lockdowns in the various towns. So today we are doing this in a different way through the online platforms. And I'm glad to see you all. I've not seen many of you in a long time. We have our panelists also who are in attendance, and my core moderator, Dr. Lindsay. She's preparing herself. She should be on any moment. And we are waiting for our panelists to log on. Welcome, Lindsay. You're muted.
All right, good evening.
Welcome.
Very nice to see everybody. Thank you, Dr. Joy. I can see Dr. Tyra, Dr. Ondari, Madam President, Dr. Kitulu, Dr. Marion. That's Dr. Simon Kigondi. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you.
So, karibu sana. Lindsay, I think we are all set.
Dr. Yosa is in the house.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Yosa is in the house.
Good evening.
We'll be sharing a screen shortly as our in-house. So I think, Lindsay, we are ready to go. Dr. Lindsay is my co-host and co-convener of the Young Doctors Network, as well as the co-convener of the Social Welfare Committee. She's here on behalf of all the young doctors. And we're glad to be here this evening. Thank you. Dr. Lindsay, on to you.
All right, a very warm welcome to every KMA member, honorable members. Thank you so much for joining us. So we will just, I think we could start with of course, introducing the session host, that is Dr. Joy Mugambi. I mean, I don't think she needs any further introductions. She is the as Assistant Secretary General. Of course, she's a flag bearer of KMA Nakuru Division, also a family physician. So karibu sana, Dr. Joy Mugambi. You can take it away, even as you invite the panelists to do their presentations and to do the opening remarks. Over to you, Dr. Joy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lindsay. Today, we are honored to have our nominated candidates for the national elective posts. We felt that since everything has been closed and our candidates could not go around to the divisions and be able to campaign, that we bring it online. So we have them here with us. They are ready to be able to present their pitches and their bids. And for those who are candidates who have not been, individual candidates per seat, they'll be presenting their memoranda for the next 2 years. And we are glad to have them here. That's the President and the Secretary General, who are uncontested, and they'll be telling us a bit of what they'll do in the next 2 years. So we'll start off with some housekeeping rules. We have on the other end for the attendees, the Q&A and the chat box. And on that chat box, you click on there, you can talk to any of the panelists if you have individual communication that you want to send to the panelists, which is not public. On the other end, on that side, you'll find the chat box this way, and you can be able to put in your message. The Q&A box is on your left, on your right, and you can click it. And this is how it will appear. You can input your question there. We'll either answer it live or we will respond to it on the chat boxes. The panelists will also be able to respond to you individually if the question can be taken by one of the panelists without going live. We do have a number of webinars on the KMA site. Tomorrow we have the mental health webinars, post-traumatic stress disorder. You'll be soon seeing the posters on our Facebook page and our website. This is a partnership between KMA, Kenya Psychiatric Association, CPAC, the Nursing Council, and the clinical officers. We do have division rounds that we started off last week. That's the Picha Kucha Nights, which is a relaxed mode of presenting just pictures around the divisions and what they are doing. So we started off with Nakuru last week, and we hope that the next division takes it up this Friday. The Reproductive Health Committee will be hosting their webinar on Thursday, 18th June, and they'll be sharing about labor amidst COVID, the labor and workplace amidst COVID, and we hope that you can join them on Thursday. For other resources, you can look at the KMA Facebook page or the KMA website, and if you have any mental health issues, you can reach out on that number. So I hand it over to Lindsay to welcome our first panelists, and then we move on to hearing their pitch and their bids. I'll bring this down. Lindsay, welcome.
All right, thank you for that introduction, Dr. Mugambi. And so we will now start, we will start with the other way around, we will definitely finish with the big kahunas. So I now want to welcome all the contestants for the position Assistant Secretary General nominees. And the one to go first, I'd like to invite Dr. Ondari to take it away and just tell us a bit about himself, where he, what division, which division he comes from, how he's been able to serve this far and why he would want this position, and perhaps, what contribution that he would want to give KMA for the next 2 years. Dr. Ondari, karibu.
Thank you, Lindsay, and members of KMA from wherever you are. I want to welcome you all to this webinar. It's indeed difficult times during this COVID period, but I'm glad Yeah, thank you. Some internet disruption there. I want to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Enoch Ondari. I come from Kisii Division. I am a doctor who has been practicing for the last almost 19 years, I have to say. I graduated with my first degree in the year 2001 from the University of Nairobi. I worked as a medical officer, intern in Kisumu Provincial General Hospital, then a medical officer in Homa Bay, and then later in Nyamira before I went back for my master's in the year 2000 Nairobi with a master's degree in the field of reproductive health, obstetrics and gynecology. And I've been practicing ever since. I've served in several hospitals. I worked in Mombasa, I've worked in Kisii, I worked in Homa Bay, as I said earlier. And I want to say that in terms of KMA, I have been a member of Kenya Medical Association for the last, I guess, around 8 or 9 years, 3 of which I've served as the chairman of the Kisii division of the Kenya Medical Association. I joined Kenya Medical Association as a medical officer way back before I became a specialist. As chairman of KMA Kisii division, I think during my tenure, we have seen tremendous growth in terms of numbers of officers joining Kenya Medical Association, and also in terms of the work that we have done collectively as KMA in this division. Because of the numbers and because of the togetherness that we are working together as members of the Kisii division, which brings together Migori, Kisii, and Nyamira counties, we managed to lobby to members, and we won the right to host the Kenya Medical Association annual scientific conference, and which was to be held this year in April, but because of COVID-19, it has been postponed to next year, 2021. And I still want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to Kisii for the 2021 annual scientific conference. In a small way, I have participated in offering leadership and the growth of KMA at my divisional level. And I want to request members to give me a chance to serve Kenya Medical Association at the national level as an Assistant Secretary General. I want to say that in my 19 years of service as a doctor, almost half of those have been in some form of leadership in terms of health leadership. I have worked as a medical superintendent way back when I was a medical officer in Nyamira. I worked again as a medical officer of health in Nyamira, which as a county it is today. That was before devolution. And currently I'm serving the people of Kisii County as the Chief Executive Officer of the Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital. I have dedicated myself positively to ensure that wherever I work, I leave a positive impact. And indeed, in all those areas I've served, I believe I have colleagues who can vouch for me as a person who is indeed interested in leaving a positive impact. I know we all have shortcomings, but leaving that positive impact is all that we want to do. KMA, which has a vision of safeguarding professionalism and also working towards quality healthcare. And I think I have that push from within me to serve Kenya Medical Association at that level. I always take my time to mentor our young colleagues and to encourage them to not only be good at what they do as physicians, as doctors, but also to invest in the future. We are doctors, but the future is there with us. And therefore, that future, we want to create passion, we want to create the right attitude, we want to create perseverance, we want to create resilience, and also the right attitude so that we can have a good future. And also above all, I encourage our members to be entrepreneurs, because not all of us will want to be employees. At some point, we also want to employ, And during this time, when you have many of our young colleagues who are out there without employment, if we could go out there and be entrepreneurs, then we could help others. The vision to be leaders in engaging medical practitioners and the voice of reason in terms of high standards of healthcare. I believe the hospital we are working, I've tried my best to ensure that we have the right provision, not with the challenges that we have, but we have managed to give proper medical care and also bring together a good number of our doctors together. And we believe that going forward, given a chance to serve KMA as the Assistant Secretary General, I want to bring my experience that I have in terms of management, in terms of being a medical officer, a leader from the young age of a medical officer. That will bring a lot of clout to Kenya Medical Association. Thank you, and I also beseech you to vote for me, Dr. Enoch Ondari. Thank you so much. Take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Enoch Ondari. That was a very comprehensive profile. Next, I would want to invite Dr. Yosa, also vying for the position of Assistant Secretary General 2020 to 2022. Dr. Yosa, karibu sana. Dr. Yosa? Is Dr. Yosa with us?
You get me? Hello?
Oh, fantastic. Dr. Gordon?
Yes, you get me?
Sure, we would like to see your face. Could you please put your video camera on, please?
Is it okay?
We can't see your face. All right, as Dr. Gordon is getting prepared, allow me to go to Dr. Abuya, and then we will have Dr. Gordon after Dr. Abuya. So Dr. Abuya, please. I will give you 6 minutes. So try to time yourself. But, part of being a leader is keeping time. So Dr. Abuya, I'm giving you 6 minutes. Karibu sana, also vying for the position of Assistant Secretary General 2020 to 2022. Dr. Abuya, are you there, Dr. Abuya?
Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Dr. Wanjiku and Dr. Mugambi Joy. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, everyone. My name, as you have heard, is Dr. Joseph Abuya. I come from Eldoret Division, where currently I'm the chair of KMA Eldoret Division. And maybe to give you a brief, I graduated from the University of Nairobi, where I did my undergraduate course of MBCHB in 1992 and did my internship in Nakuru PGH. And that's the time I joined KMA. And in that year of 1993, I attended the annual scientific conference of KMA in Eldoret at Sirikwa. And ever since, I've been a member in various positions, either as a member or as an official. But currently, I've been in the Council of Eldoret for the year 2006. And during that period, we have had at least 2 annual scientific conferences. So maybe as I may say is that I've tried to work closely in encouraging young doctors to get and like especially those who are, I happen also to be a senior lecturer in the Department of Radiology and Imaging in Moi University. And also there's a lot of echo coming. I don't know if Dr. Wanjiku, can you mute it?
Huh?
Okay, I have been organizing each year for the graduating doctors, having annual doctors, introducing them, having an annual party for
the second one, start
opportunity to encourage
video. So there I press it. It's at the moment crossed and red.
Here
right,
excuse me, there is a lot of echo.
And I leave it on mute.
Dr. Abuya, just give us a minute, please. Give us a minute, please.
Okay.
Just give us like 2 seconds. We are trying to sort something out. Just hold, Dr. Abuya. We'll give you a
Please,
moment to
have-
start again, please.
It's muted.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mugambi. Could we allow Dr. Abuya to start again because we were not able to hear him properly? Is that okay? All right, okay. Dr. Abuya. Dr. Abuya, you could
Thank you.
start again. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Sarah, thank you, thank you. My name is Dr. Joseph Abuya from Eldoret Division, where currently I'm the chair of KMA Eldoret Division. I'm a 53-year-old medical specialist in radiology and imaging, as well as senior lecturer in the Department of Radiology and Imaging of Moi University School of Medicine. And as I had said earlier, I joined KMA in the year 1993 during my internship that I was undertaking at Nakuru Provincial General Hospital. And ever since, I've been a member without interruption. So I've been a member roughly, I can say, more than 25 years in KMA. And a few of the things that I've at least done as a KMA official back here in Eldoret, mainly concerned on how I've been trying to assist in improvement of the wealth of the doctors, starting from those who are graduating to become new doctors, whom at least I've been organizing for an annual party for the graduating medical students and inculcating them to join Kenya Medical Association, as well as we have been organizing for the last 2 also years, we have been organizing a Doctors Fun Day for Eldoret doctors, and it is an event for grandchildren, which we normally hold every 12th of December. And I hope that once I'm elected to this office, we'll be able to inculcate and continue with some of those activities. Here in Eldoret, at least I've worked, and we have now like the last expense insurance, where our doctors, instead of going to contribute every other time that we lose either a relative or a loved one, we don't have to always go to the pockets of doctors to contribute, because the insurance is able to sort that out. And as I've been, at least the other area that I can be proud of that I've tried to improve is especially on the welfare of some doctors, and especially I've had the challenges on impaired physicianship, whom I've closely worked with doctors like Somba Kivingu from Nyananyuki Division to try and assist, and I'm proud that there are 2 doctors who are so much who had indulged themselves in drugs and in alcohol, and we have been able to salvage their lives, and at least now they are people whom one can relate with very well. So from that time, as I said, when I was working as a medical intern from Nakuru PGH, I've been in this organization all through, and I'm hoping if I'm elected, and if I'll be like one of the oldest people in that or in the in NEC, and you see in every organization it's good to mix or blend both between the young and old. So I hope that I improve the harmony of all the doctors as I work here, and I will try and improve partnerships of various associations, the professional associations, even unions like KMPDU. Currently in Eldoret, where we have a full-time 24-hour secretariat in the office which we use as KMA Eldoret, we co-share the office with KMPDU, even though we don't share the secretariat, but it has been good in that we have been working as a team for many days. And this KMPDU, even last year, and even this year, early this year, they assisted us in ensuring that they contribute for us the monies for the doctors who are graduating. So I also want to make at least our presence as professional doctors be felt among other professional bodies. And this will go along if I'm elected that office as Assistant Secretary General. Also, in all ways, just as my colleague had said, I also work hard to try and improve the wealth of doctors, especially in terms of investments. Doctors will have to have various types of investments, so we'll have one tailored to each and every category. I'm sure when our former chairman, like Dr. Chiel, started the noble issues of investment, we'll take over from there and will not shy away, and will ensure even the loans that were taken by KMA, at least we see ways of tackling them. So I'd also keep on in my 2 years encouraging doctors not to shy away from responsibility, at least be able to take over leadership and be able to be the ones driving the leadership and showing the way to the other people. Thank you for now, and as I will wait for more questions. Thank you, Dr. Wanjiku.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Abuya. That was so comprehensive. Asante sana, and thank you for bearing with us. You know, this is a new age technology, so of course, we should at least give some limit for some tech hitches. So now I am hoping that Dr. Gordon is on board. We can allow you. Oh, fantastic. All right, welcome, Dr. Gordon. Take it away. 6 minutes, please. Thank you.
Right. A very good evening to you all. Thank you for organizers for putting this opportunity. Dr. Gordon Peter Yosa is my name. I'm from the Coast Division based in Mombasa. I am in private practice. My basic training was in neighboring Uganda, Makerere, both the undergraduate and postgraduate training in the Institute of Public Health, and before the master's program. And in professional responsibilities, I've done both administrative and clinical work in Uganda, in Congo during the Ugandan wars with international organizations, NGOs, and in Kenya here since 1980s. I was in public service. Now I'm in private practice, and I have been in some of the major hospitals, Aga Khan, Bomu. My major interest is in HIV/AIDS. Of course, to this, I was mentored by Dr. Kanga, who was among the first who actually picked up this HIV/AIDS. There are a few other additional trainings I've done in South Africa, in CETA and diabetes, and the ACAN training here in HIV. So basically, it's HIV/AIDS, and of course, I love administration. What has been there in my professional experience, I'm a long-term executive in the Coast Division from early 2000, and chairman, of course, of the Coast Division 2010 and 2010. I was chairman and lead facilitator for NGC for the FHI KMA trainings 2000 to 2010, 5 years AFIA, that's the Gold Star Network. And I've been the technical working group for HIV/TB for Mombasa County, advisory, Mombasa County, medical vice chair, assistant secretary, National Kenya Association of Physicians 2018 and 2019. And in the major hospitals, Bomu and Aga Khan I've been. I was chair of the board of directors in Bomu and was a member of the medical advisory in Aga Khan, where I do consultant services mainly in HIV/AIDS. And of course, I belong to the oldest Anglican church, ACK, where I'm convener for health issues. My present professional responsibilities, I'm an NGC member, convener. I've attended almost all NGC meetings for long. With the HIV Clinician Society of Kenya, organizing symposia in Mombasa particularly. I have lecturer status for MSD and JSK in HIV/AIDS. And currently, I'm the vice chair-elect for KMIC, and that's really where our economic issues lie. And I'm also been a member of Article Committee, working relationship between KMA and SACCO, our sister institutions, and also I've been on the advisory COVID response, and I'm a member to many professional associations, KMA, KAP, Kenya Cardiac Society, Rheumatology, and also the Nurses Association, where I'm called the Friend to the Nurses in Presentation 2018, and of course, Kenyatta University and University of Nairobi and Renal Association, where I've done presentations all through. And in a special achievements, economic areas, I was chairman in Coast Division, where we picked up a plot, 5 acres, Mutwapa, and together with Dr. Caleb Reed, past chairman, Dr. Githai, we do work together, and Dr. Kanga, an associate, we got that plot, which was neighboring to senior colleagues from Mombasa, and this has been developed, many thanks to Dr. Pere, and the project is completed without any problems. I've been guarantor to 5 senior members who have taken good loans, SACCO that has gone uneventful, and in the KMA Coast Division, I was able to take 1.5 M very proudly at the time when we started our development at KMIC, and that's where my interest lies. Professionally, I gave the Dr. Kanga Memorial Lecture 2018. I was a member of the strategic plan for KMA, which is finishing 2020. And then, of course, HIV Symposia has been with the Clinician Society of Kenya. I was pivotal in bringing Coast Division NEC. There were certain issues in corporate some time back, and we harmonized them, and I was chairman then. We held meetings on that. I have a newsletter for Coast Division. There are some special awards that have been given me, mostly community work. SEMSA, that's IDF award in 2003 in South Africa, Drakensberg. And KMA Coast Division gave me 2000 farm distinction for outstanding dedicated service to medical profession. And National KMA Distinguished gave me the Distinguished Service Award in 2005. And Kenya Cardiac Society, 2009, I tied up for the top abstract presentations in community work. And then, of course, a lot of that is medical camps. What's most important, what do I want to do for KMA? I see Mombasa Coast Division is a very, very, very pivotal one for our association. And KMIC is my #1 instrument, and other sister institutions have already been in the committees to bring them together so that we go into greater heights and benefit each and every member, to benefit those who contributed, those who had dreams, to get the benefit of that. Then we would like more membership. Our coast division is yet deployed, rather they do not have many of our young colleagues. I think this is also a situation where we want them to come over and join, and have been in many professional associations taking also leadership qualities. I would like us to link together. These days when we join together, we go to greater heights. That's the KMA regionally also placed. We are a backbone of many other associations in the region. I can easily use my position because I've been in the links with that, been in those associations too. Last but not least, this is COVID era, and Mombasa is a hotspot. Individually or collectively, we will have to push on and support our frontliners. Right now, there are those threats of sit downs and etc. This is a time we start immediately to harmonize and try to share our experience together, push things going. So voted in, I would like to share this experience, and then so that KMA grows to much, much, much greater heights. Dress code is my #1 interest. It has been remarked upon several in conferences. I'm happy I've started with it, and that's also my #1 interest. Vote me in. I'm ready to share this experience. Coast General, that is the home of conferences, home of a lot of professional relationship, unique, will also contribute directly. God bless Kenya Medical Association. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Yosa. That was quite comprehensive. And of course, the final nominee, the only lady for this position. So I guess we would want to hear what the lady has for us. So this is none other than Dr. Diana Marion. I would like you to also introduce yourself, say, give a bit of a history about yourself. How would you want people to know you? And of course, why would you want this position? And anything that you'd want to add. So the floor is yours, Dr. Diana. Take it away. Dr. Diana? Dr. Diana? Did we lose her? Dr. Mugambi, can you see Dr. Diana? Is she on?
Yes, Dr. Diana is here.
Can you unmute her? She's muted, I think.
Mute her.
Can you unmute her?
There we go. Hello. Good evening. Sorry for that. I'm quite proud to be in this session. I'm trying to look at the situations and the changes that COVID has created for us. And I'm actually very proud to see that we can actually interact without necessarily having to come together physically. And that's the era and the power of technology. To start with, my name is Dr. Diana Marion. I'm a consultant specialist obstetrician gynecologist. In practice as a medical profession for now 12 years. I'm currently serving as the KMA Nanyuki Division chairperson. Going back, I did my undergraduate at Moi University, did my postgraduate at the University of Nairobi. currently just about to graduate from the United States International University with a Health Leadership Management MBA master's course. I have done health leadership and corporate management. I have also done the government provided SLDP, or Strategic Leadership and Development Program. And when it comes to leadership, yes, I have had several trainings. I've also engaged myself in several trainings on project management and also quality management. Currently, I do my practice partially as a private practitioner, but generally working for the government of Kenya. And I've had several experiences. I worked as a medical intern at Embu General Hospital, currently the Embu County Hospital. I became an MO in the same hospital, then moved to Nakuru Provincial General Hospital, worked at Meru General Hospital, and I've worked at Kenyatta National Hospital when I was doing my residency, currently working at Nanyuki Hospital. Now, one of my greatest passions and one of the things that actually drives me is the people. I believe in the people, and I believe that an agenda behind people will always change communities. My greatest passion is community empowerment. And I can tell you that I have been very fortunate to serve communities in various programs, in various areas where I've worked as a medical professional. And I've also done the same under the umbrella of KMA. And one of the things I would say that I've been lucky to do is that I have extensively provided health education on various general health issues. And commonly, my comfort zone, basically, of course, reproductive health issues with major focus on preventive care on reproductive cancers. This has been done on various platforms, but I would focus my platforms mainly on where we get large numbers of people from the community. And generally, these would be the churches and the local NGOs. I've been involved with local groups. I'm so proud to say that I am one of those people who carry the flag to talk to young women and young girls about menstrual health, something that people usually don't talk so easily about. I'm so proud of it because I have provided support to local vulnerable girls and women. And we do this through various platforms where we actually assist girls that are not able to do this, and we talk to them about how to take care of themselves during this period. Similarly, I've engaged with local teen rescue centers. Where I work, we have a lot of teens that end up in homes, and mainly because they are pregnant. And as a reproductive health specialist, I will tell you one thing: being pregnant and being a teenager is not an easy thing. And it's even worse when you've been rejected by your family. So we've provided support for our young mothers, young teen mothers, and we've also provided support for our youth. And most of the things that I have done basically are voluntary, providing my service to the community. Now, the greatest accomplishment, which I will be so proud of when it comes to community engagement, is actually getting a community that is well informed and empowered. So in matters health, I strongly believe that doctor involvement at community level will come a long way in improving the community perception towards doctors, while at the same time empowering communities to take charge of their health issues, which is basically very strategic towards the KMA vision of providing quality health care. As we know, KMA is very engaged into any strategic planning or any strategic issue which basically guides towards quality healthcare. A community that is empowered to take charge of their own health issues is basically one of the big things you have to look at when you want to look at healthcare issues. And personally, the other thing I think I've also done extensively is advocating for doctors' well-being. And basically this should be a priority for KMA. The doctor's well-being is something that keeps on coming up. As a reproductive health specialist, I've been involved in various projects where I support young doctors as they enter into the practice of medicine. I have been a mentor. I train interns, I train medical officers. I have participated in even engaging the young gynecologists as they come into the practice. And I'm very proud of that. I've also been involved in social welfare for the doctors. And one of the things that will stand out is the support of the young pregnant doctors who are not able to finance their themselves during the period of pregnancy and childbirth. My goal, if elected as an Assistant Secretary General, is to ensure that KMA is present and it is felt. And this is basically at the community level, but on a national-wide scale. This will be done through corporate partnerships, basically with county governments and local communities. I believe that with community engagements, we are able to really get the feel of what is it that people go through. And because our main purpose is to bring relief, is to bring care to the people in the community, then they'll be able to understand us, we'll be able to understand them, and therefore we will drive the agenda of quality healthcare. I also look forward into entrenching a program for KMA members that will defend their needs. This includes strategies that will increase employment rates. So I'm really looking at our young doctors. So if they are, if we look at them and we look at them in perspectives of how is it that we can improve, increase the rates at which they get employed. And this will allow us to engage into corporate public-private partnerships. So as KMA, if we engage ourselves with county governments, if we engage ourselves with private enterprises, then we will be able to actually find a way to form partnerships that can allow our young doctors to get employment and also to put forward some of the cases that have come forward and they have not been addressed. I would also really support the social welfare, but one of the things I would like to be put into our welfare is to look into the female, or what can I say? Let's say doctor mothers or doctor, the women. Personally, I think they are a vulnerable group. And I think at KMA, we need to have a committee that actually can look into such issues among the others that are already in existence. Otherwise, thank you for this opportunity. I believe I can serve KMA. I believe I can change a lot. I believe I am, I stand for change in terms of issues that arise. At Nanyuki or in the Laikipia group, I have brought a lot of changes. And in this forum, probably all this can't be said, but let me appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, all the four panelists. We had Dr. Enoch Ondari, we had Dr. Abuya, we had Dr. Yosa, and finally Dr. Diana Marion. So I hope all the honorable members are listening and are writing questions. I think I have a few questions that I'd want to ask directed to the Secretariat. There's a question here. So to the Secretariat and its workforce, who will be okay, the Secretariat and its workforce will be one of the major mandates. How will you ensure accountability for results among the Secretariat staff? I think I'd want to direct that question to Dr. Marion. So the question is, the Secretariat and its workforce will be one of the major mandates. So how will you ensure accountability for results among the Secretariat staff? Dr. Marion.
Thank you for the question. The Secretariat is a major stakeholder in any corporate organization. And one of the things I would say is that they have different functions. So when we are talking about accountability, the different departments have different ways to be accountable to the organization. And one of the things that we would say is that, first of all, you look at the specific responsibilities. Empowering people will always deliver systems. And for me, I really believe in in systems that can actually be able to work. Once you give people responsibilities, allow them to work through what has been handed over them, and then get the feedback from them. So I'll give a very good example. If I'm looking at, let's say, let me just go to the CEO. The CEO is a major person at the secretariat level, and she's or he is given responsibility to ensure that particular functions have to take place. First of all, I would give this group their space. I will give them to work on their own, because by the time you're actually interviewing and employing them, they qualify for the job. And if you don't trust them in any organization, if there is no trust, then it becomes very difficult for you to actually work. You'll end up taking up a lot of responsibility, and you'll end up having a lot of people problems. And what I believe in is, number one, trust in the people you've given responsibility. If you trust in them, they will deliver. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Diana Marion, vying for Assistant Secretary General, KMA National Council 2020-2022. There was a question that was asked earlier, and I think I feel like throwing it to Dr. Yosa. There's a question here. Let me get to it. There was a question asking, why is the Assistant Secretary General position so enticing? You know, you are 4 of you, unlike the other positions where we have 1 at most 2 people. So, Dr. Gordon, why is this position so enticing to you?
Well, one, to be vying for the chairman of Kenya Medical Association, given our logistics problems, for instance, Dr. Yosa, for myself, would be quite unrealistic. And being full-time Secretary General will also require somebody somewhere in Nairobi, because we have a lot of responsibilities. You have to interlink with very many issues. So for me, I chose that Assistant Secretary General because I'm at a distance, and the terms of reference will be really where you are delegated by the secretary or the chairman, and it's only in his absence, then you can give time. So one, mostly is the logistics. Then number 2, it's also a way of learning. If you have not been in the NGC, it's a way of learning how NEC operates. I've been there many years and I would not have minded at all. So, but I preferred that from Mombasa, I would do just the assistant secretary. Then we see whatever happens later.
All right, first, fantastic response. Another question, I will throw it to Dr. Abuya. The question is, we always admire how LSK stays attuned and proactive in matters law in the country. How do you, now Dr. Abuya, hope to re-engineer KMA to be more felt, relevant, and proactive in the position of Assistant Secretary General? Dr. Abuya? Dr. Abuya.
Thank you, Dr. Anji. Thank you, I hope you're hearing me. So we always still engineer KMA to be felt, okay, to me, not because LSK, apart from being the one which is a regulatory body, as well as it's in a number of activities that you see LSK joining is compulsory, whereas KMA is voluntary membership. So I try to lobby and see how we can have as many members as possible join KMA. But the only good thing of trying to engineer KMA to be felt or to be having a voice is to try and go to areas and introduce ourselves and what we are doing. Whether it's the various county governments, county assemblies, whenever they're making either bills or such like things, we try and tell them our professional advice on how it should be. Whether they are bodies, it can be NHIF, it can be all these bodies, is to try and go into them, not wait to be invited, but make our presence and show them that here we are and they can be able to do ABCD. in my ward, for example, I've been given Distinguished Award by KMA in 2017. I've been the Eldoret is one of the third largest division after Nairobi and Mombasa. I've had leadership from many areas. I've even done those courses like SLDP and so on. And even after my internship, for example, I was the medical officer in charge of Kapkatet Hospital in Kericho. That was around 1994 to 1997. Always I had to go even to the people and they try to introduce myself, what I'm able to do and all that. In my postgraduate in the University of Nairobi as the chief resident, I worked even in a private hospital in Consolata Madare in Nyeri, and I was the medical superintendent for 2 years from 2002 to 2003. When I joined Eldoret in 2004, I was immediately appointed as the head of department for radiology by the Moi Teaching and Hospital Management. After that, immediately I was also appointed by as the chair of radiology and imaging of School of Medicine or Moi University. In all these interactions that I've done, I've seen on a way that you don't wait for you to be called, rather you show your presence so that they are able to know that you exist. Currently, I'm the Senate representative of School of Medicine at the Moi University, and I see how things work. I chair postgraduate program now department, and I see how things work. I've been a chair of an extra county school in Kisii called St. Joseph's in Nyabigena, which has enrollment of over 1,300 students. And I've been the chair for the last almost 15 years, from 2006 up to date. And I've seen on how you have to present yourself so that you can be able to see these things. Currently I'm involved in teaching for human resources for health, the Kenya mechanism together with AMREF. I've trained people in TENWEC, MTRH, and so on. But all these, I've been involved in national health financing in preparation for universal health coverage. And all these, for the experiences that I've learned in the various leadership positions I've held, I've seen that you don't wait to be called, but you have to present yourself so that people are able to identify and recognize you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Abuya. And of course, Dr. Ondari, I have a question for you. And the question is, actually, there are two questions. I really hope you'll be brief, 30 seconds each, Dr. Ondari. So the first question is, because you said you are a medical superintendent, and we all know that KMA duties may be very engaging in terms of time-wise, then how do you intend to allocate time to both do your duty, exercise your duty as a doctor, clinical practice, as a medical superintendent, and also in the position of Assistant Secretary General? Dr. Ondari.
Thank you, Lindsay. I think I'm going to be very brief. I've been able to juggle between leadership in my hospital. I've also been able to do my private practice and also chair KMA at the Kisii division. And in leadership, we also thought about delegation of duties. So I've been able to delegate. I have 2 very able deputies as a CEO, and also have a very able deputy chairman for the Kisii division. And I believe at the national level, we can always find time. In result-based management, we look at deliverables. Once we get the deliverable, evaluate the impact in the end. So in essence is the ultimate long-term goal that we want to achieve. We look at the activities and the inputs we'll have in place. And even I think my term as the CEO of the Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital is coming to an end soon, probably in the next 1 year. But that in leadership, we can juggle in between all the kind of leadership opportunity that we get, because it's in the end the results that matter, not the available. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable members, that was Dr. Enoch Ondari, Kisii Division, Dr. Yosa,
Lindsay.
Dr. Abuya, Eldoret Division, and Dr. Diana Marion from Nanyuki. All those are vying for the position of Assistant Secretary General. Now we will move on to the next docket, and I will invite my session chair, Dr. Joy Mugambi, to invite our 2 nominees for the treasury position. Dr. Mugambi, please.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. And thanks to our Assistant Secretary nominees. You've done a great job. We look forward to what goes next. Yes, Assistant Secretary General is not an easy task. I have been there. And I would rest assure you it's not easy, but it can be done from wherever you are, not necessarily Nairobi. I go over to Treasury. Dr. Mwiruri, our contestant from Nairobi Division, you will go first. Introduce yourself, what you have done in KMA and out there, and then tell us what you have in store for us in the Treasury.
Thank you, Dr. Joy Mugambi. You can see me and you can hear me? Okay. My name is Dr. Mwiruri Kinganga. We were classmates with Dr. Abuya back then. I went for internship in Mombasa, then came for my master's, and what I have done for, I don't know, let me show you this card. I don't know whether you can see it well. This is what we were trying to do for KMA. I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Mwiruri, we can see it. Thank you.
Yeah, 1993, Kigondu knows that. And currently I did an sociology and I lecture at Kenyatta University. So I try and recruit more doctors into KMA. Now, why I want the post for treasurer, I just want to make the finances of KMA clear, concise, and accountable. That's all. Nothing more to add.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mwiruri.
Yeah, I don't want to talk like the Secretary Generals. They were talking for more than 30 minutes and you just know what they want. Me, I've just told you concise and accountable. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mwiruri.
I invite for questions. Yeah.
Okay, we'll hand you over questions in a short while once we hear from Dr. Super Tunje, who has been the current Treasurer General, Kenya Medical Association National. Dr. Super, take it on.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mugambi. I hope you can all hear my sound and that it's clear. I know time is money and Dr. Mwiruri has just saved us some money there. So thank you once again. I want to actually deviate from what the rest have said. And I want to give a story that 22 years ago, I was a first-year medical student and I would never have thought that I would be speaking to brilliant doctors in such an organization. I actually didn't know KMA at that time. But I must say that I'm a proud graduate of the University of Nairobi. I'm currently practicing as a pediatrician in Machakos County, and I also do private practice. But today, I don't want to speak to you as the TG, as I'm commonly known as. And I just actually want to speak to you as an ambassador of freedom. And this freedom, I know you will be asking, what kind of freedom is this? Yes, I'm not a freedom fighter, like what you commonly know, but I want to speak about financial freedom. And that is all that I will talk about tonight. So when I joined KMA, this is about 15 years ago, I was a medical officer in Thika Hospital. And from the first time that I joined, I knew that this is a place I need to belong to. This is a place to learn. This is a place to network with seniors. And I really, really liked the interaction with the old doctors then. And I was among the few young doctors at that time. So I joined the National Executive Committee in 2016. And I joined as the Assistant Secretary. Yes, I have had someone say that it has less work and all that, and you can come in and learn how the executive works. But for me, it was such a great opportunity because I was able to learn quite a lot in terms of leadership at KMA. But as the term came to an end, and I have told this story before in our neck, as we were putting in our bids for the next elections, and that is in 2018. So my daughter asked me, because she came across my business card and she was like, Mom, why are you just an assistant secretary? Why are you not the secretary? So I must confess that that was actually my turning point. And since that time, I have been aiming higher and aspiring to make KMA a very big organization. Something perhaps that most people don't know is that I actually like money, and I like to count money. I like to make money. I like every institution that I go to actually be wealthier than I found it. And that is what I hope that KMA will become, a wealthier organization. And in this, my interest has been almost a lifetime. The business of budgeting, accounting, just looking in the books of accounts. I have done this from the time I was young, as a young girl in primary school. And just to think back, I was actually thinking, what has inspired me to go for this post of treasurer? I think I inherited a gene from my mother. My mother is a retired accountant. And I just used to admire the way she would just look at those books, account, and she was very concise and paying attention to the detail. And I have grown to do the same. And coincidentally, my daughter is picking after me in that. And this is what I hope to inspire many more leaders, many more young doctors, and even the older doctors to be able to do, pay attention to the money. Because without that financial muscle, which I believe is the backbone of any organization, then we can't move anywhere. So some people have been asking, why is such a big organization with such a low membership? We seem to have a lot that is going on, but why are we having such a low membership? And if I can tell you, from the time I got into executive, the first thing I needed to do was look at the processes, study my environment, see what there is, and then now I can be able to chart a way forward to be able to see what direction is this organization moving. And I can tell you, as you see KMA Center standing tall, it's evidence that this outgoing committee, this outgoing executive has done a fantastic job. And as the details, we can definitely give that. But the leadership has been great. And I want to commend the president, Madam Kitulu, for the role that she has played. And you can see that center is going on, and our financial base has continued to increase. Our membership, Dr. Kigondu can attest, that has doubled in the last 2 years. We have been able to incorporate online platforms that have been able to ensure that subscription is done from wherever you are. And that is the convenience that we are offering our members. And I can tell you very soon, we shall be having members from the diaspora. They don't need really to come physically, and they will be able to subscribe. They can follow every activity of the organization. So we are continuing to grow. And KMA right now is 100% compliant when it comes to financial matters. And apart from just compliance to the law of Kenya, we have been complying to the international standards of the accounting. And that is the principle that we have been following. When I came in as the treasurer, I ensured that we put together the finance policy that has ensured that we are able to comply to the detail, making sure that we do not break any law, but we are complying at the same time, making sure that we are accounting for every single cent. And now the other interesting bit is that for once, the divisions are able to actually give a comprehensive report when it comes to our finances. I know we have had challenges before, but over the last 2 years, we have been able to obtain good reports. And in fact, just this last week, I had a meeting with the treasurers across the divisions and just taking them through to make sure that they are also able to comply with the required policies. So for me, the journey towards the financial freedom, sustainability, I can say right now it is smoother than I began. And the pace is increasing over time. And therefore, it is my belief that all members are able to join in and we can move towards the right direction, because that is where we are right now. And what is it that I'm looking at? I'm looking at KMA becoming a medical professional hub, a mentor for the other African medical associations. And for a very long time now, you know, many organizations have been admiring. They look at how do you do it in KMA? And I believe we can be able to expand this even beyond Africa region. And the other thing that I'm looking at, we have been talking about promoting quality healthcare for Kenyans. Why not do this by just establishing some healthcare cities, but in form of a network? And that's what I'm looking at. Let's establish a network of healthcare facilities across the country, because our membership cuts across. We have all the divisions spread across the country, and we can be able to have a standardized care across by having a network of all these private practices that are across the country. Now, the other thing is that I'm looking at, the third thing that I'm looking at is offering professional protection to all the doctors through professional indemnity cover. And I believe it is possible. I have mentioned this in the current committee, and I think we can be able to do it, protect our members, because litigation, I'm sure, is going to be on the rise very soon. And so we cannot wait until members are impoverished because of claims that are made because of issues of malpractice and so forth. So just to summarize this, the role of a treasurer, to me and to most of you, requires honesty. It requires high level of integrity. It also requires somebody that is accountable. And I have demonstrated that. And I am that person that needs to fill this gap. And I hope to be able to mentor many more to be able to take up this position. So let's break away. Yeah, let's break away and let's do this. Let's find this financial freedom for our association. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Super. We will take one question here. We've got our senior doctor, Professor Nunya, who has asked, KMA, to the Treasurer General, KMA, despite being a ripe 50-year, cannot be said to self-sustain. It can be said to be punching below its weight. How will you work with the organs of KMA to be financially and in business system be sustainable and join its peers? What specific variable indicators should we look for? What specific variable indicators should we look for? I'll start with Dr. Muiruri.
The trick is to make sure that you work with the secretariat. If you take care of them, then everything else will fall into place. And then after that, you recruit more members. And those ones you recruit from AMSUN when they're still in medical school, and also ACUMS, the one of Kenyatta University, and also from JKUAT, and also from now your place in Kabarak. So in Kabarak. So you recruit members when they are still in school, so that when they finish, they join KMA. And when you have more members, you will have the muscle to work with. Thank you.
Dr. Super, I give you half a minute to tell us what specific variable indicators should we be looking for in order to improve our finances.
So first of all is we cannot rely on member subscription. One, because the tasks, the responsibility, the obligations, and the opportunities for KMA are very big. So we are looking at what kind of opportunities, partnerships that we can do with other organizations that we can be able to increase the cash flows. So member subscription, we are going to optimize on that and make sure that as many doctors are able to join. But in addition to that, we'll be looking at other partnerships, other collaborations, and even including investment opportunities.
Thank you very much, Dr. Super. Dr. Muiruri, I've got a question from Facebook. Someone asks that you share your financial track record. They do appreciate that you have said you're coming in to make changes, and they would want to hear your financial track record.
When I was applying for treasurer, one of the things that was requested was credit rating from CRB, and I presented that. That confirms that my financial records are good. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. So I think we will move on to the presidential candidates. If we have more questions for the Treasury and the Assistant Secretary General, as we wind up, we will take a few. I'll hand back to my co-host, Dr. Lindsay, to take us through the vice presidents.
All right, thank you very much, our treasurer nominees. That was very well done, Dr. Super, Dr. Muiruri. All the best to the both of you. I believe both are able to do the job. So thank you very much. I'd like us to go on a short 2-minute break. So allow me to do something. Stay tuned. I would just like to recognize the presence of Dr. Kali, Dr. Winston Nyandiko, Dr. Stella Busire, Dr. Christine, Dr. Evelyn Chege, KMPDU, very good to see you, pathologist, amazing. Dr. Fred Odira, there we have Dr. Waithaka Mwaura, we have Dr. Edith Kwoba, we also have Dr. Shali Achoka. How are you, Dr. Shali? Allow me to just say a beautiful hello to you. I've really missed you, Dr. Shali Achoka from Nakuru Division. We have Dr. Isaiah Munde, Dr. Shred. I can't read that name, it's very long. But yeah, Dr. Shred, karibu sana. I think I can also see Dr. Winston Nyandiko, Dr. Obonyo, Dr. Veronica Manduku. There's somebody here who I would like to read their comment because I think this is very nice. Welcome, Benjamin Nyariki. He is a 4th-year medical student from the Jomo Kenyatta University. He says that he has an interest in leadership in healthcare. It is great that the contestants have established low membership, and it is true that most medical students graduate without knowing about KMA and its role in careers and well-being. I think he has a question there, so we will see how to bring that question in. Fantastic to see you, Dr. Eli Nyaim Opot, of course, Professor Boaz Otieno Nyunya, and let me see who else is in the house. Let me see from the questions and see whether I can give a few shout outs. We have Dr. Veronica Manduku. We have a very good anonymous attendee. I wish I could know your name because you'll have very good questions for the nominees. Thank you so much for your questions. We have Dr. Joe Mwangi. Yeah, so thank you very much. We are very happy to host you, I think. And last but not least, there is Dr. Jakite from Eldoret. All right, thank you so much. All right, so changing gears to the big bosses, and this is an interesting one. Of course, We have the two contestants from, vying for the vice president. They would want to take over from Professor Lukoe Atwoli. And so I would want to invite Dr. Otomu. And then I'd like to invite Dr. Geoffrey Ondeo Otomu, vying for the position of the Vice President, KMA 2020 to 2022. Dr. Otomu, are you ready? You could put your camera on and you can unmute yourself so that we can listen to you. Dr. Otomu. Dr. Otomu. All right, we'll give you a few minutes. I can see, I'll give you a few minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, colleagues.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right, take it away.
Yes, you can hear.
Dr. Mugambi, are we okay with Dr. Otomu?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Dr. Geoffrey, Dr. Simon. Hello?
Yes, yes, Dr. We can hear you. You can now proceed. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my name is Dr. Geoffrey Otomu. I'm a member of KISI Division. I graduated in the year 2000. Dr. Simon Kivondo was my
Dr. Otomu, is it okay if we gave you a few minutes to just check on your internet connection and also your voice recording? And then I will cue you in on when to come back. Is that okay, Dr. Otomu? All right, so
okay,
even as, all right, Dr. Otomu, thank you. I will cue you in. So just get it sorted and then you will let me know when you're ready. In the meantime, people are saying here from Dr. Benson Gare, the Nyeri participants are also present. I recognize you. Watu wa Nyeri, mumepata udhaya level 6, Kenyatta Parastato. Congratulations, Nyeri people. Who else do we have here? We have Dr. Josephat Karema. We have Dr. Frederick Karithia, obstetrician gynecologist. Who else do we have in the building? Dr. Mugambi, do you have anybody that you can see that I haven't been able to mention, even as we give Dr. Otomu a few minutes?
I think we are good. We'll keep updating the attendees. We've got Kasheru Mwangi, Abdallah, Bajbar, Abednego, Abigail. We've got a large number of people. Atea, our young doctor, our young upcoming doctor, doing a lot of work in Msake. Thank you very much for being here. Dr. Tara, I can see him outside the panelists. So let me upgrade him.
All right, Dr. Mugambi, thank you so much. All right, I was thinking, Dr. Mugambi, we can move to the Secretary General. It seems our vice presidents are, all right, so.
Here.
Okay, all right, so Dr. Dr. Simon Kigondu is not ready, but you go uncontested, you don't have a competitor. Why don't you want to go next? All right, there was something that Dr. Stella Bosirio wanted to say, so perhaps I would give her this opportunity. Dr. Stella Bosirio had a question on gender roles and gender issues. Dr. Stella Bosirio, please take it away. 3 minutes, please. Dr. Stella Bosirio.
No, actually it's just a question to the first panelist before the president speaks, because now the other positions are uncontested. And maybe they can answer because now we have already moved on, but I really wanted to hear about Dr. Abuya's comment around sexual offenses within the teaching institution, which has become very rampant. And because there's a culture of silence because of victimization, what is it that he, even as he's coming into the national leadership of KMA, that is going to be done differently? The second question I want to ask I want a comment by SG and the president. And this is to look at, we already know that the current challenges around women in leadership and healthcare and growth, around gap pay, around unconscious bias, microaggression, and childbearing, that despite the fact that we know all these things, there seems to be no intentionality around changing the status quo. So can the president, upcoming president-elect, and the Secretary General speak about them? What is it that they are going to do differently? Both of them have been in leadership, not just now, have been in the medical leadership. What is it that they're going to do better so that we have the Dr. Atias and the other upcoming doctors actually taking up bigger roles in leadership?
Thank you, Dr. Stella Bosira. Please, I missed your question briefly. Could you repeat it, please?
Indeed. So to you, I wanted to know how is it that even as you're vying to coming into the national office, you're going to address a problem, because even young doctors in training are still doctors who we are mentoring, the problem of sexual harassment within the teaching institution, because we have a culture of silence within the teaching institutions.
Thank you, Dr. Stella Bosire. Of course, this sexual harassment is in teaching institutions. We are lucky in the medical profession that it's not as much rampant as it is in other courses, but this is something we should never turn a blind eye, because it's going to affect that student forever in the rest of their lives. And it affects more on the ladies than the gentlemen, and we have to really not shy away from it. And we have to encourage our students to expose whoever who is harassing them. A few situations which I've encountered, which probably without much evidence, we have tried to talk them out and try to bring out the culprit. So the best thing, even to encourage the students who have been affected, even to write an anonymous letter so that we can be able to do full investigations. And we should not pardon anyone, even though they could be very senior in the medical fraternity. So as I join in the neck of KMA is to encourage everyone to speak out, especially when you see that kind of vice being done, so that we don't shy away and leave our young generation either being affected by this issue. So we'll try and see how we can be able to get a free communication from the affected people so that we can be able to tackle it with all that we can. Thank you.
Dr. Stella Bosire, were all your questions answered?
No, there are two questions that are remaining, and I think speaking that they are able to pick these questions up, because we can't be talking about how we are offering opportunities, we are creating opportunities, and yet we are mark timing, right, around the place of women in leadership, the place of women in healthcare, the place of women in even in career growth, right? We still have a very low number of women in surgical skills. Why? Because of the microaggressions, the sexual offenses, you know, the victimizations around childbearing. We cannot continue to have that. So this leadership, because they are senior leadership, one spokesperson, another one president, must be able to tell us what is their plan around that.
Thanks a lot. I think those two questions will be answered by the upcoming president and the Secretary General. In the meantime, I would like to appreciate the presence of Dr. Osohan, who's from Nigeria. He's the Commonwealth Medical Association president, of which I also sit as Vice President, East, Central, and South Africa. And it's as a nominee from Kenya Medical Association. I also appreciate the presence of Shiro Charo, who's Kenya Diaspora Association president. And we are glad to have you here because we are learning from each other, and we appreciate your presence tonight. So I hand back to Lindsay to take us through the vice presidents. I think they are having a challenge with their networks, but we can work around that and ensure that they do place their pitch so that we do move on.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Mugambi. Thank you for that short session, Dr. Stella Bosire. Stella Bosire is the former KMA CEO, so we recognize your presence and thank you for the questions. We will definitely ensure that the gender question is answered as Dr. Mugambi said. So back to the vice presidency. Are we ready now? Dr. Otumo and Dr. Otara, are we ready? Who is, if you're ready, you can just, wave at the drop box or the chat box and then I can let you in. Dr. Otara? How are we doing, Dr. Otara? What about Dr. Otomo? All right, session.
I'm there.
All right, okay. All right, I can see you, Dr. Amos Otara. So Amos Otara is the outgoing chairperson of the KMA Nakuru division. He is a mentor to many. I mean, he actually literally handpicked me and put me into KMA. So I salute you, sir. This is your moment to tell us why you'd want the vice president position, what your aspirations are, and perhaps you could also mention how you being a vice president in the coming 2020-2022, how does it align to the vision and the mission of KMA? Dr. Otara, 6 minutes, please.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, the organizers of this meeting, the outgoing NEC, the contestants and the panelists, and all the members of KMA who have attended this evening's occasion. I really want to thank the organizers for picking technology in these very difficult times of COVID. I just want to say I'm glad to be here. I think this is the first of its type. We've not had, even in the previous analog times, we didn't have quite a campaign like this where the contestants come face to face and share their visions and views. Now they want to move. So this is really thumbs up for the outgoing NEC and the organizers of this evening. My name is Amos Otara. I'm Dr. based in Nakuru. I've been in practice for quite some time. I graduated from the University of Nairobi in 1994. And that is the time I got my registration, having done my internship in Nakuru Provincial General Hospital then. And went on to do my master's in the Nairobi University. And I've been a specialist obstetrician gynecologist for the last about 20 years, 10 of which I was in the Provincial General Hospital as a consultant obstetrician gynecologist, was the COD of the department. I mentored quite a number, and I can see a few of them on this page here. And in attendance, I was also a deputy medical superintendent sometime in the same hospital. Before I moved on to the university to teach, I'm a lecturer at the Egerton University School of Medicine, which is not a very old school, and I've continued with my mentorship skills there. We were the pioneers in the reproductive health department. I rose to be a COD. I'm the immediate former COD in the same department of reproductive health. I'm a senior lecturer currently, and I have other appointments within the university where I represent the faculty. I'm also in private practice in Nakuru town. And now to the point in the Kenya Medical Association, I must say that I've been a member all the way from 1994. We are actually the people who started KMPDU. If people remember, the first track that we had was in 1994, and our main what we really wanted was a union to champion doctors' rights. As a small point, and then who had hardly had any salaries, I was the treasurer, KMPDU in this branch. And we brushed with the mighty and powerful in town. And finally, we got Harvard bread and moved on until the rebirth of the recent KMPDU, which now people celebrate more. I've been in KMA, as I've said, from that time. I've been a member, and I've also served, I've had the privilege to serve in a number of committees, mainly the Committee of Reproductive Health Committee, from the year 2001, where we were actually involved in a lot of resource mobilization and advocacy and education on various matters in reproductive health, all the way from contraception, issues of maternal mortality that we've championed for all that time. And I actually, up to this moment, I'm still a member of that reproductive health committee, where Professor Nunya has been a very able leader. Down at the branch, I was a CPD coordinator for about 4 years before I moved on to the chairmanship of Nakuru division. As I said, I'm the immediate former chairman, and I handed over the mantle to tonight's hostess, that is Dr. Joy Mugambi. And she can tell you, she was our secretary, and I'm sure for those of you who participated in a number of KMA national issues, Nakuru had this mantle. We organized a very successful conference, National Annual Scientific Conference, and a number of activities that we've been involved in uplifting the doctors' welfare, all the way from social welfare and innumerable things that we can say. We've had a lot of private partnership involvements and lobbying governments, local and national, on various issues. And I must say, it's been such a nice experience being at the forefront of the activities of Kenya Medical Association on this part of the world. And currently I'm in their council, but now I'm offering myself for vice presidency. And really, just to be as brief as Miruri said, what I want to promise is all about what we have in our constitution. We have a very clear constitution in KMA. Mine is just to ensure that we respect the fidelity of the constitution. And we have, in the past few years, we've worked on a very good strategic plan, which if we can be held on it and deliver on it, I really don't think there's anything else members will want to hear. Because in our strategic plan, we are very clear on issues of leadership and governance. You've seen like the current crisis that we've had. This is one of those few countries that probably I can say the leadership of KMA has really played a big role in terms of advising policy on government about the current crisis. And we shall be there to do that. Any new emerging crisis concerning health, we should be there to assist. So I'm offering myself to serve, and I pray that we get a good team that can lead the mission of this KMA to the next level. We have issues of professionalism. I'm very loud on the issue of mentorship. We need to interact between the seniors. Seriously, there should be no ranks in the medical field in terms of very senior or age. I don't know what comes in, but we need to narrow that gap between the young doctors, the senior doctors, and actually the doctors in training. We have MSAKE, the Medical Student Association of Kenya, which we are very passionate about, and as Nakuru, we have really supported this group of young students grow, and from a very early stage, they realize what KMA is all about. There are issues about membership apathy. I said before, Kenya Medical Association, we are a big house, but the membership is still about 1,000 out of 10,000 doctors. The KMPDU has about 3,000 doctors. So how do we move about this? We need to re-energize our divisions. We need really to get every person to bring in their strengths and competencies. Let's harness the social capital that our doctors have. We are the best people in society when people look at us in terms of togetherness and everything. We have a lot to offer, so let's not run away from this. The other thing I really want us to appreciate is like what post-COVID era, you can already see what it's bringing up in terms of ICT. Information technology is something that I think KMA, I will endeavor. I've seen Abdi somewhere there. We must bring it to the top. We're already now doing CMEs on web, which we didn't think will happen this fast, but COVID has made it happen so fast. We are teleconferencing. We are moving to telemedicine very soon at this rate, and issues of artificial intelligence, I'm sure people will have to catch them and we move. So I really don't think there's much else, but we must engage government. We are going to work on advocacy. We will really want to play a part in when things of budgets come in. When the president is declaring stimulus packages, post-COVID. Let it not just go to the hotel industry. We need a lot of this in the private sector. Let's not cheat ourselves that most doctors are working for the government. Many doctors are not on salary and they have been hit hard by these COVID scenarios. We need to empower them so that they get something to take home. There are many unsalaried doctors, and these are members that we need to protect even the post-COVID era, because it's really becoming difficult to sustain practice. Resource mobilizations, advocacy, and fundraising, those are things I really want. As a team, when we come together, we shall play our role to ensure that we have enough resources. Investments, I've been very high on investments, talking to young doctors about investments. We have big investments in KMA as an association that I hope with enough transparency and accountability, we should be able to harness and build a strong body that is admirable, that takes its position in this society. So ladies and gentlemen, this is leadership you can trust, and we expect your vote for Vice President on the 27th. Stay safe. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Amos Otara. Is Dr. Otomu ready for us? Dr. Otomu?
Yes, I'm back.
Absolutely amazing. All right, Dr. Geoffrey Otomu, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much.
5 minutes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Sorry, colleagues, for the technical itch because of internet fluctuations. Good evening, colleagues. My name is Dr. Geoffrey Otomu. I'm a member of KISI division. I graduated from the University of Nairobi in the year 2000 and was posted to Kericho, where I did my internship and thereafter as a medical officer. And that is the time I joined KMA, and I've been an active member of KMA since then. I later joined the University of Nairobi for my postgraduate, where I did ENT surgery, and finished in the year 2006, was back to Kericho as an ENT surgeon. I served at the same time as a deputy medical superintendent at Kericho, and later in the year 2008, I was posted to KISI, level 5 hospital then, where I served both as an ENT surgeon and as the medical superintendent for the hospital until the year 2013, when with the advent of devolution, I got into the position of the director of health at the county level, and therefore assisted in the midwifing of devolution of health services to the counties. In the year 2017, I joined the Strathmore University to undertake MBA in healthcare management, which I graduated in the year 2019. And I'm currently serving in KISI as ENT surgeon, at the same time, county director of health in the county. I've been a member of KMA, and in the year 2010 to 2012, I was the branch chairman in KISI. At that time, we had a serious notion from young doctors for the older doctors, and that brought in a lot of young doctors into the branch and even into the leadership, and that has continued to date. I continue helping young doctors in terms of mentorship to appreciate, especially on health. During that time, I was able to also institutionalize the continuous professional development programs. And as a medical superintendent, I've enhanced the work environment for doctors. Doctors have continued to have a greater say in terms of the care of their patients. I've encouraged many young doctors to pursue their specialist training. I've also encouraged a number of young doctors to look into management of healthcare. And this is on the very the conviction I have that really clinical acumen among doctors is not the problem. The problem has always been the leadership. And therefore, we need many more of our doctors to get into leadership so that then we can steer the health sector to high quality services. And of course, as a director of health within the county, I have had the opportunity to work very closely with politicians, with the county executives to try and stabilize the work environment for health workers and largely for the doctors. And a lot of times giving technical advice in terms of solving some of the challenges that doctors have gone through. And indeed, I must say that with that effort, we have had a fairly stable work environment for doctors and other health workers within our Kisii County, to which we have also had quite a number of doctors pursuing their postgraduate training from the encouragement we have given, the support. I also earlier on served as a founding dean to the Kisii Medical School, which I did lay a strong foundation towards the establishment of Kisii Medical School, which has now admitted their first batch of 30 students who are undertaking MPCHP. And that for me expands the opportunities for the doctors in terms of opportunities in training, opportunities for teaching, and such like. So moving forward, if I'm elected to the position of the Vice President, I do strongly believe that I bring in my experience in the health sector, both in private and public, by ensuring that the various policy frameworks in place are fully implemented, adopted, so that they can continue to make the work environment more predictable. Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, we should be able to have the collective bargaining agreement for the doctors fully implemented by the various employers. Working with the other stakeholders, we should be able to have the Health Act 2017, which has not been fully implemented. Also, we should be able to push for its fully implementation. And this in a big way will continue to stabilize the work environment. The other area, I do believe that working together with other stakeholders is to take advantage of the various processes in place. For instance, the Building Bridges Initiative, where we strongly believe as a way of stabilizing the work environment within our health sector, we must be able to have a health service commission. So I do believe that with my experience in midwiving evolution, in working with the other stakeholders, we can be able to push that agenda forward so that for the next 2 years, we would have stabilized the health sector in a way, together with the other programs in place, that the doctors can actually look back and be proud of their contribution to the gains made in our country. Otherwise, I do ask for the position of Vice President so that I can support the leadership within KMA and other stakeholders to be able to bring forward environment that is conducive for the delivery of quality health services in our country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, our two candidates for the position of Vice President, that is Dr. Otomu and Dr. Otara. I will kindly request that we write the questions on the Q&A. Just check on your screen. There's a place written participants, then Q&A, then chat. So you can just write your question at the Q&A, and then we are going to ask the questions together with the presidential candidate. So for now, we would want to hand it over to our current and still vying for the same position, Secretary General SG, Dr. Simon Kigondu. Karibu sana.
Good morning, everyone. We are almost morning. Is my microphone audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Very good. I want to thank all of you, and especially Joy and Lindsay, for organizing these online debate. And I think the attendance has been fantastic. And I think more and more people are starting to see what the Kenya Medical Association is about. My name is Dr. Simon Kigondu. I've been a Kenya Medical Association member for 20 years now. This is the year that our class, class of 2000 of the University of Nairobi is celebrating 20 years. And at the same time, we are celebrating 20 years in Kenya Medical Association. I started off the social part of Kenya Medical Association under the tutelage of the current MP for Seme, Dr. Nyikal. We were young doctors who in Machakos decided to form the football club for Kenya Medical Association, because then as young doctors, we did not know what to do as young doctors, but we took the initiative and started the social side of Kenya Medical Association. We have continued to play the Uganda Medical Association teams every year in alternate conferences in the what is now known as the Matthew Lukuya Cup. So we are good at international collaborations. Kenya Medical Association is structured to be an influencer of everything health. And currently what we want to concentrate on is the counties. And we thank Joy for starting the county edition of Experiences. And immediately after the national elections, we order that elections be held in the individual divisions so that we can have leadership take over. And I love having something to report as the Secretary General. Kenya Medical Association is also playing in the big league. In the year 2023, we will be hosting the World Medical Association Assembly. And therefore, we must be ready to host that. Kenya Medical Association is very active in the World Medical Association, and they take advice on African affairs from WMA and from KMA, and we intend to continue that. Our various international correspondences also include the Coalition of African National Medical Associations, of which we are big influencers, the Commonwealth Medical Association, of which KMA is the vice president, and we also play a part in other associations like Association of Professional Societies of East Africa. And in this COVID era, we are the ones giving advice to APSEA on the health matters. And Kenya Medical Association influences policy at various levels. We are members of the National Hospital Insurance Fund, and we have been able to guide good usage of the NHIF funds. And we are looking forward to ensure that we hold NHIF accountable for quality healthcare for all Kenyans. We are also members of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, according to the health laws that were passed recently. And we are guarding the supply chain of pharmaceuticals. We also are in the adoption committee, on which we are giving guidance, health guidance in adoption. We also participate in Kenya Bureau of Standard committees, of which we give the medical expertise of that. Of the various committees, we want all committees to be functional, because we have 12 committees, of which we want doctors to be able to join all of them. The awards committee. In the East African Medical Journal, we ask all doctors to publish in the EMJ. We have the Ethics and CPD Research Committee, HIV/AIDS Committee, and the Human Rights Committee, of which we report and protect the health of Kenyans via the Human Rights Committee, which is very active in keeping the government, the police in check. The ICT Committee is in charge of this online platform, and we will continue being big on the online. Our online presence is very big. At the center of my heart is the KMA Center Management Committee. We have done very well in stabilizing KMA Center. We have a small loan, which we are working hard to repay, so that we have full possession of KMA Center. And part of it will be requesting for a meeting to State House, where we may ask the president to pay back the KMA Housing Committee some monies in the billions that was paid to the Machakos KMA housing plot, so that members are able to invest in KMA Center. That would be very useful in the cash flow and enabling KMA Center, and that would be a very big win for the KMA fraternity in trying to solve that KMA Center dilemma. We, as a Secretary General, we would encourage all the young people to actually join. I'm very surprised that my interns were not very active in Kenya Medical Association, but it's all about the information. I think we will work hard to go into the branches, to divisions, to tell them everything about KMA, because Kenya Medical Association is the association of choice, as is evidence from this beautiful debate. And luckily, all these people here in the debate we have committees in which they will fit in. So there is no loser today. Abuya, we will put him in charge of KMA Center or something, and all those things. So everyone in KMA is a winner. There is no one who is losing in today's date. And I want to thank you all. And finally, I want to say that I was responsible for enrolling the current president into KMA. He denied it, but a doctor and a leader in AMSUN, Dr. Were, has grown into the leader he is today, and we think that he will lead KMA to the next level. And I congratulate him for being president-elect for the time being. And good luck to all other candidates.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kigondu. We appreciate your presence. I have worked under you as your Assistant Secretary General. Yes, someone asked what's the role of an Assistant Secretary General. It is shadowing the Secretary General and running 101 tasks around the National Executive Council and being there for everyone. That's what the Assistant Secretary General does. There is a lot of work to do on the back end. So I welcome our President-elect, Dr. Were Onyi, young, vibrant, very hardworking, and has done quite a lot with the young doctors. I appreciate the work that you do behind the tasks that I do as Msake patron. And I know the students are here. They've had quite a number of questions to ask in terms of what you will do for them once you're in a position. So I welcome you. At the same time, we've got quite a large gathering on the other end in the attendees. We've got our mother in KMA, Woman at One. She's the powerhouse that we have. Every time I see Uma Nathwan, I'm like, I can't give up on KMA. She's still there. She's retired, yes, but she's really worked hard. Thank you, Ramadan Marjan, for ensuring that Uma can make it through. We thank also, we have the presence of Linus Ndegwa, who's a dentist, and that's very important to us. Dr. Ndusi, Chair, Machakos County, Christine Mwasia, Charlene Biwot of Moranga. We've got Jacinta Njagi of Embu. So our members are diverse. Maria Claire, we've carried Maria Claire all through her undergraduate. She's now a doctor. She's Dr. Maria Claire, no longer Maria Claire only. Karibu sana. Thank you so much. We'll keep honoring all that are in attendance. And we thank our attendees from Kanma. Kanma, you'll hear from our president who Kanma is as she closes. So we welcome you, Dr. Were. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Joy, for the invitation. Appreciate the organizers of this meeting. I think it's ingenious to put this Zoom meeting together. Of course, we're in the era of now by COVID, where we have the technology to reach the membership. So, hongera sana for this meeting. And I think the members, and even from the questions that are coming, it's a very good forum for us to respond to the issues that members have been asking us for a long time. I also want to congratulate all the candidates, and as I said by the SG elect, KMA has room for everyone. So I know, like for the assistant secretary position, you have so many contestants, but I know just listening to you and the ideas that you all have, I think they're good enough and is what we need to take KMA to the next level. So allow me to share my screen. And before I share my screen, I'd like also to appreciate the past presidents and the founders of Kenya Medical Association. You all know we started as an offshoot of the British Medical Association, and all the past presidents and leaders who have been there have brought us this particular defining moment of KMA, where we now have to answer to Professor Nunya's question, why we've been there for more than 50 years and we are still on the ground and not flying. So that is what I think I'll be bringing on the table. As I share my screen, I don't know whether you can see. Joy,
Yes,
is my screen? Yeah, so that's basically a small bio of, I'm pretty much a young doctor. I'm actually a member of the Young Doctors Network, which was recently formed under the current presidency of Dr. Kichulo. I've had 12 years of practice, and this cuts across both the public, where I did my internship in Thika, private sector. I've worked in different institutions in this country, and the not-for-profit health sector, where I've gained immense knowledge that I think I'll be bringing forth in terms of governance and management of KMA to where we want to go. So I've been a member for the last 10 years. I started actually when I was the AMSUN president. I sat in Nairobi division. We sat and served with the current SG. And I've been a council member since 2009, where I've risen up to be the whole secretary to the vice chair person of Nairobi division, where I currently serve. I've also served in different committees, the ICT committees, and under Dr. Abdi. I've served under Professor Nunya in the KMA Productive Health Committee, and currently in the Physician Health Committee and Mentorship Committee for the division. I'm also a founding president for Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists, founding member of the union. This is way in 2010, where we picked up from where Dr. Otara, the late Dr. Ateka, Professor Hainga left, and we actually actualized the dream of many doctors to have a union to actually represent the industrial issues. And I'm sure all of us in this meeting are beneficiaries of what we did. I'm sure when I was starting my internship, I used to take home $400. But I'm sure the current doctors, the young doctors, what they're taking home is almost 5 times what we used to take when we were younger doctors that time. So I served in the union as a Deputy Secretary General, rose to become the Secretary General in 2011, 2013, where we were able to engage the different stakeholders. And I'm also a founding president of Medical Student Association of Kenya. So I've seen the current president, Nicholas, I've seen Atia and other members of MSAKE. So feel at home in KMA, and we'll actually be coming to you to get your ideas on how to make KMA a more inclusive organization. I also have immense knowledge and experience in the health sector. I've served in health advocacy, health regulation, maternal newborn health, HIV and TB. I've served in the last Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board as a board member 2015-2019 up to last year, November, where we initiated a lot of reforms in terms of issues of regulation in that space. And I'll be talking about where we want to go as KMA to become a self-regulatory body for doctors in this country. I've also spearheaded reforms in terms of affordable quality in healthcare, patient safety, fair remuneration for doctors. You all remember during last year when the doctor's fee issue was a matter of debate, and we actually defended that together with the current leadership of KMA and the union and other professional associations. I also have experience serving under DFID and USAID, and also currently I'm the co-founder and CEO of Daktari Media Africa. This runs Daktari Online. I'm sure most of you who look for online CPDs and webinars know about this particular institution. So where I like to take KMA with the team that is coming in, from the questions, we want KMA to be the regulatory body for doctors. And I know these are discussions we've had with the chair of the Medical Council, and I know very soon we'll be able to actualize these through an Health Act where we'll have all doctors be members of Kenya Medical Association as an umbrella body, and where we'll have also the other professional associations accommodated within the body. And this is basically what we're aiming is to improve the governance, advocacy, and use of resources towards pushing for a common interest. We'll also want to address issues of equity, inclusivity in KMA, where we want every doctor to feel comfortable that this is their association, that they are members of the association that listens and responds to their needs. I know we have issues that I've been seeing the charts you've raised about KMIC. This is a matter and the investments that you made under housing. These are issues that under my leadership we'll want to face them and finally conclude, get to their conclusion in a manner that is fair to all the stakeholders that are involved and in a manner that promotes the interest of the organization. In terms of the self-regulation issue, as I've mentioned, we like, there's a push by APSEA, and I'm sure the Secretary General, I don't know, I didn't touch on this, where all professionals need to be members of a professional body. And this is what we want to continue discussing with the government and see how we can better manage our own issues. Because I strongly believe if any doctor in this country does a mistake in the course of management of a patient is not intentional, and the best judge to actually listen to that case should be a peer or should be a senior in the profession and not any other kind of person. I think KMA has a role to play this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that KMA becomes the organization that it was meant to be. It's time that we be an inclusive organization. It's time that we listen to members and even to our junior doctors and our upcoming medical students. I know issues have been raised about their employment debacle. I know it's a big issue. How do we create employment for these young doctors? And I know if we put our heads together and we work together with stakeholders, and if we advocate well with the government, then there's space for employment for each and every doctor who graduates in this country. One thing that I've always asked myself is we have more than 1,500 doctors who are not residents of this country, but they do work in Kenya. So it's really unfair for the younger doctors to be out there while we have enough space to accommodate our brothers and sisters from all over the world. So I think this is an issue for the young doctors. I can assure you, we'll be able to mentor you and we'll be able to guide you and we'll be able to create employment ourselves. I like the idea that the Secretary General once raised and said that we're able to actually create KMA centers of excellence in this country, which can be run by individuals and create employment under the UHC plan. We can be a provider and actually create this employment for all of us. So KMA will be an inclusive body. It will be accommodative and it will listen and respond to all the members. And I think we're in a new age, just in the same age when we came in 2010 as KMPGU and filled a gap in terms of industrial relation. I think we are at that time as KMA to properly take our place in this medical space and properly represent doctors under one umbrella body working together with the other professional associations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Were. We appreciate all the candidates, and we do note time has really run out. We have a myriad of questions, but I do note that Dr. Tara has offered to answer one question here. Do we have a coordination office where the KMA office, where the KMA offices? I would like to answer that. I kindly encourage Dr. Tara to answer that on the chat box for Issa Munde. Then Veronica Manduko, to the candidates, medicine has no racial, tribal barrier. How do you stem the tribal angle in HR for health as currently seen in counties when it comes to county jobs and postgraduate sponsorship? Maybe I would hand that to Dr. Kigondu briefly, 1 minute, in terms of the HR and that question still was shared on email in terms of from now henceforth, where are you going with the Health Service Commission and what's your plan as an executive? That can be briefly answered by Dr. Kigondu, please.
Thank you very much, Joy. The Health Service Commission is the new executive team immediate concern for operationalization. The proposals have been made. We, as Kenya Medical Association, instituted the Health Service Commission into it was there, it was removed, but we have restarted it because we have seen the problems faced by our young doctors in the counties. So the Health Service Commission is the first order of business for KMA, and we already have it under the BBI. If the government wants to follow the BBI implementation, then the Health Service Commission must be implemented. If KMA is to do anything, the Health Service Commission can be the only thing. And once we have that operationalized, then we'll have achieved a lot. So that's our order of business. We already have a bill on it. We have prepared papers on it. We are presented to Senate, we are presented to Parliament, we are presented to BBI, and it's only for the government to implement it.
I would like to thank Dr. Mishra for being in attendance. Dr. Mishra is from Medihill and quite influential when it comes to our politics. So thank you very much, Dr. Mishra, for being here. These guys will be knocking in your doors once they are installed into office. And we hope that you will offer them a hand when they do come in terms of advocacy and policy. We've got Dr. Osohan, who's our CMA president and Kanma president. He's from Nigeria. And he has a number of questions for the executive. I think those can be engaged on the side. And I think they are relevant to this new upcoming executive for you to address. And we will share the remaining questions to the contenders and the executive so that they also use this as their future manifesto as they move on. I would like to move this to now present a small video in terms of how our members will vote. This forms part of the voter education, and this is to be done by Abdi. Abdi, you can unmute. I will start screening it and then you'll give us a brief once we are done with that. Sorry.
We'll give you a list of candidates with the position to select the candidate you are voting for. And automatically, that you are voted for the chair position, then you go to another category. It will give you a list of candidates that are category. Then automatically proceeds to the next category. Gives a message there about you have already casted your vote for the position. Thank you very much. So if you try the system does not allow you to vote again because you have already casted all your votes. If you had casted for just one position, just dial star for it. From where you left off. Remember, your line has to be
Thank you very much. Allow me to bring down my screen. So basically, Abdi, I hand you.
Thank you, Dr. Joy. Even before COVID came into the picture, the KMA NGC voted to have the next election, which is currently happening, to be done electronically. And the easiest and most appropriate method that we thought of was the USSD format, which the assumption was every doctor at least has a phone. It could be erroneous, but it's a good assumption to start. So you will be able to vote from your phone, and you can only vote once, and every individual has only one number that we assume that will be confirmed from the divisions. Yes, the current video, maybe you didn't manage to hear. You will have a better, more appropriate video that will be sent as well. Both, it will be also put on our social media handles, and we will also send a written instructions on how to vote from your phone, which you can easily note it down on a piece of paper on the day that you want to vote. It's a prompt system. So basically, once you dial the first number, it will just take you the same way when you are trying to buy some sort of data from your phone. So I know a lot of people are asking and they can't hear anything on this phone. That's why I'm telling you we'll have a more better video and instructions that we'll send to to all the voters. So thank you very much, and I hope we will not have an excuse in terms of people not being able to participate. You will have enough time to vote, and we will have maybe a high turnout this time round, 100% if possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Abdi, and thanks for the work that ICT is doing, and thanks for accepting to come in today for the debate and be able to present that. We look forward to a better video, and we've seen the feedback from the members, and we'll ensure that that is done from your end. Thanks a lot for the work done. I hand back to Lindsay. Yes.
No, just to clarify, the people who will be able to vote are only people who are registered and paid up members as of December 2019. So if you maybe have paid this year, you will not be part of this current election, maybe the next one, which will be in 2022.
I hand back to Lindsay to welcome our current president for her closing remarks as we wind down the evening. We are sorry we cannot take all the questions, but we do ask the participants will share the questions with you, and please do address these questions to your members and be able to engage them continually until when we have the elections on the 26th, 27th. It's 2 weeks to go. Yes. Lindsay?
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Abdi Mohammed. We even saw you eating there. We are so sorry. We have we have gone way past our time. We were expecting to be done by 8:30, but nonetheless, it has been quite an amazing debate. Thank you so much to all our contestants and nominees, all the assistant secretary generals, the two vice presidents, and of course the two treasurer nominees, and of course Dr. Simon Kigondu SG, and incoming Dr. Were Onyino. So now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our current and in a few days outgoing President, Kenya Medical Association. She is the current president of the Kenya Medical Association, the first female to chair the 51st year-old association. She has also chaired the Kenya Medical Women's Association between 2008 and 2012. She has been a family physician for over 15 years and is running a private practice despite a very busy schedule. I mean, she is a second deputy governor of the Kenya Red Cross Society and sits on several other boards, the National Hospital Insurance Fund, the Kenya Healthcare Federation. She is also the recipient of a couple of awards. She is she got the Distinguished Service Award last year at the Kenya Medical Association 2019. I remember she also got the Jacobs Well Award. That was in 2018, but she was in absentia. But I remember her parents took that for her in 2017, sorry. She is also an awardee of the annual Best Communicators in 2016, Africa Most Astounding Female Professional Award in 2012, and the Organization of Women in International Trade Woman of the Year 2010, Dr. Jacqueline Kitulu, our president. Where are you? We need to see you and hear you. Give us a few remarks even as you bring this meeting to a close. Karibu sana, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lindsay. Thank you for that very elaborate introduction. And I'm not even a candidate, but thank you so much for that. Thank you, Dr. Joy. Thank you such an excellent team for this inaugural KMA election debate. I'm really so proud of all the participants, all the panelists. This is the first time we are having such a variety of candidates standing for election. And I'll say why I'm saying such a variety. We have representation from multiple divisions, and this is really healthy for the association. We have Dr. Mwiruri from Nairobi Division. We have Dr. Super from Machakos Division, Dr. Ondari from Kisii, Dr. Diana from Nanyuki, Dr. Yosa from Mombasa, Dr. Abuya from Eldoret, Dr. Kigondu, who is Murang'a / Nairobi, Dr. Otomu from Kisii, Dr. Otara from Nakuru, and finally, Dr. Were Onyino from Nairobi. It's such a wonderful distribution of our membership in the various divisions. So whichever team will come together will surely represent the country quite well. I think this debate has been a first of its kind, but it has given an opportunity for all the panelists to give us an idea of what they see for KMA. And I'm really, for me, what I look at, it reminds me of a caption I saw somewhere, and it says a lot, because there's all those who will sit and complain and say so and so is not standing, or so did stand, or didn't do this, or did the other. But everyone who has stepped into this place is the one who will make a difference. Sitting in your armchair somewhere, you will not make an impact. It's these people who are out here. So that goes to a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, "The man in the arena. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends time in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." So all the candidates, you are the man in the arena, and I wish you success in the coming days as we vote. I think the current team have done us proud as KMA, and we shall be very much willing to support the incoming team. We are not the teams that change constitutions to stay on forever, even though we've had to stay on a few months because of the COVID pandemic. but we are so eagerly awaiting to hand over to the new team who will take us to a different place for KMA. And we are really proud of each and every one of you for coming here and giving us passionately your vision for KMA. So thank you very much for all the participants and the numerous questions. We suddenly realized that, I think Dr. Joy, you had set it for about 1.5 hours, you thought, and I think you are really kidding yourself. This is 2.5 hours and you haven't even touched half the questions. So I would encourage that you share the questions with the panelists so that each of it can answer to our membership and those who attended. And I really want to thank even those who have attended from far and wide. Dr. Osahon, please turn on your video so that the team can see you. Dr. Osahon is the coordinator for CANMA, which is the Coalition of African National Medical Associations, and is the president of the Commonwealth Medical Association. He has been really excited and to be with us as KMA and to walk this journey. So thank you for actually making the time to listen into our debate. So, just say, a brief word, to our membership and to our viewers so that they know that we have other supporters elsewhere as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to first of all congratulate our president. I call her our president, Dr. Kitulu Jacqueline, for this very successful debate. And of course, like you said, the first of its kind. We all know that for democracy to thrive in any organization, there has to be this level of engagement and very transparent engagement at that. So I want to congratulate you and the KMA for initiating this tradition, and of course, hoping that all those who have participated in this exercise will, of course, learn lessons from them and see how you can better improve on this for the greater glory of the KMA and, of course, the health system in Kenya. I want to say it's been most exciting working with Dr. Jacqueline, who has been very formidable. And I want to wish her all the best, even as she transits in the days to come. I want to say that I wish her all the best, and I wish KMA greater glories, greater attainments, and greater achievements. I thoroughly enjoyed the debate, and I look forward to participating in many more engagements by the KMA. So thank you very much for this opportunity and this privilege. God bless KMA, and God bless Kenya.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osahon, for participating with us. And finally, for the candidates, I'll just want to say teamwork is the key to success. There is no I in team, so each and every one of you will be an important component of the KMA executive. And I want to wish you the greatest success, and may the best man or woman win. Asante sana. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Lindsay.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Kitulu. That is our current president until the 27th of June, where she will hand it over to Dr. Were Onyino. Thank you so much to all our nominees once more, and to all our attendees. I think today we had over 100 doctors attending this online debate. It's really a great privilege to have been your co-moderator and MC. So I will hand it over back to Dr. Mugambi to close the meeting. And I wish you all the best, all the nominees. Nobody is a loser. By virtue of the fact that you have decided to step out to be counted means that you are a leader. So I want to congratulate all of you in advance. Whoever takes it, whoever doesn't, all of you are already serving in your different divisions. So I'd want to congratulate you all, and I wish you all the best. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. We thank you so much, and we look forward to the elections being successful. I wish all the candidates all the best, and let's continue making KMA great in whatever small manner. It's not about what KMA can do for you, it's what you can do for KMA. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you to the KMA Trust, the team behind this. Asante.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.